Hey, I'm Dr. Mike from the Springfield Wellness Center, and what we're going to be talking about today is optimal deadlift setup. And so I get a lot of questions as to why I recommend deadlifts to any age or population out there, simply because it's very applicable to life in general. Imagine your grandma or grandpa needs to get their pants up off the ground. How do we do that? We do a deadlift. Bend down, pick the pants up, pull them up from there. How do we lift a bag of groceries from the ground to put it into a vehicle? It's the exact same thing. And so when I talk about bending over to pick things up in any facet, I always tell my patients to imagine that it's a really heavy deadlift. Athletes understand it a little bit more than not, but why will we bend over with really poor, crappy positioning and posture to pick up something light or heavy when every time that we go to the gym, we always pick things up with good, proper form? Couple things that we're looking at in terms of setup for the deadlift. First is going to be hand position. So ideally you want the hands just outside the hips, shoulder width apart. This is kind of ideal. You do get a little bit every once in a while where you have your hands in tight. That's what we call the sumo deadlift. Not quite the conventional deadlift, which is kind of what we're going to stick with today. So hands just wide as shoulder width. A lot of questions a lot of times about doing like a switch grip. I'm kind of anti-switch grip because what it does is it forces your body to kind of rotate in the pulling position, so it can cause some issues with the lats, through the shoulders, through the upper back. Keeping the hands in a forward place position is what's going to keep your body in the best neutral position. Looking at it from the side, if we're starting up at the top, this kind of position we're looking for. So at this point, I've got my abs squeezed down, I've got my glutes activated, I'm good and sturdy at the top. Going down, so we'll kind of do a deadlift backwards here, just since I'm up at the top. Going down, we want to basically shoot our butt backward. Think about that squat that we talked about last time. Bar gets drug across the front of our legs into our shins. This would be our optimal position at the bottom. Shoulders in front of the bar, weights in my heels, and then as I stand, I do the same thing. Stand straight up, bar stays along the legs, up to the top, squeeze here. Going back down, we're looking for the same thing. Common fault that we tend to see is a lot of individuals will want to shoot the hips up first. We want to make sure that as we stand, the bar and the hips move at the same rate and at the same pace. Getting up to the top, tight squeeze at the top. Another common fault that we see is the bar just too far away from us. So every time that the bar gets out anywhere in front of us, whether it's a simple PVC pipe or anything weighted, the further out it gets in front of me, the more stress and strain that comes through my lower back. So if I keep that bar pinned against my shins, nice neutral position, good arch in my back, and then stand from there, all of that stress is coming through the back side of my legs, more so than my lower back. A couple variations, different ways that you can see this. One would be just using a set of dumbbells. Got a light set of dumbbells here, right about shoulder width apart. Get my feet in my good neutral position. When I bend down and pick it up, I don't bend at my lower back to pick them up. Squat down to this position, have the dumbbells here, and then stand the exact same way, and then bring them back down again. This is a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about that bar path going around the knee, standing straight up, but from this position, down towards the bottom, stand it back up again. Show you here with the barbell, this is moderate weight for that, so same thing, shoulder width apart. Get my hands in my shoulder width apart stance again. From there, stand on up. Same thing on the way back down. The idea of dragging across the body is not fully just that. You don't want to actually drag it across your skin. It's going to rip up your knees, rip up your legs, but keeping it close enough to where the weight is forced back into the hips and the glutes versus going into that lower back area. If you have any more questions or want to check out some more of our videos, head on over to our website or check out our YouTube page.